everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
So y'all, my landlord is trying to kick me out, and let me give you the backstory. So, I signed the lease. It's a fixed term lease, meaning it is a 12-month lease. I signed this back in September 26th, 2025. I signed the lease. Now, living in the home, there are 5 individuals, including myself. Everything is paid up to date. We have paid our rent. We have done, there hasn't been any complaints. There's been nothing. Up until April 23rd, I had been having conversation with my landlord, asking him if he would be willing to add 2 additional people on to the lease to move into the home with us. Reason being is my children suffer from anxiety, and they have a bunch of like mental health situations and things going on, and so the 2 individuals moving in are my oldest son and his girlfriend, whom are in their 20s. Now, they were coming in to offer additional support to help because they do not have a father, so they were just coming in to kind of help through the schooling and the schoolwork and being at home while I work and things like that. And my landlord approved them moving in with the agreement that we would pay an additional $250 a month. No big deal. We all agreed yes. Now, on that Monday, I believe, the first Monday in May, he said he would stop over. It was right after the weekend. He said he would stop over. This was on a Friday. He texted and said he would stop over on that following Monday with the lease addendum, meaning that he would have that updated lease with them to add it on with the additional $250 on there. And so we spent that weekend. They moved in. Everything was good. Everything was fine. Nothing happened. I'm waiting on Monday for a lease addendum. And instead of a lease addendum, I got a 30-day notice to quit. So I got a 30-day notice. I had texted him. I asked him, like, what is going on? What happened? What was the issue? And he had said that upon move-in, he had noticed that there was an additional unapproved pet. Now, I have a dog and 2 cats. They are all emotional support animals for my family. Now, my son and his girlfriend also have an emotional support animal, and that is a small Boston Terrier. And it's not unapproved because when I sent the landlord the application, on the application of my son and his girlfriend was the addition of a dog. On the application, it says Boston Terrier, emotional support animal. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just didn't honestly read the application, if he didn't review it, if he just didn't care, but I sent it to him, so there was no intent on trying to hide any animal from him. Not only can I hide anything from him, because he owns the business right next door to our home, so he has cameras that surround the entire location. There's nothing that I can hide from him, and not that I was going to do that anyways. So we went back and forth via text, and I'm just like, there has to be a reason. Why are you kicking us out? Because now that you added 2 people, I'm a family of 7 now. And now I have to find another location for a family of 7 with a very short 30-day notice. I don't think that that's very fair. So here I am. We now have 21 days, because this happened a week ago, to find another home. And the reason given was no reason at all. So what happened is he responded to my text saying that they're section 19 of the lease says, and this is his reason for wanting us to move out, section 19 of the lease, and I had to go back and look at the lease, and the lease actually says a landlord may ask tenant to move for no reason. I'll post it here just so you can see that. Something along the lines of the landlord doesn't have to have a reason as long as they give 30 days for the tenant to move. So here I am, 21 days left, not even any closer than I was a few days ago looking for a place to move. We are clean tenants. we take care of our animals. They're not bothersome. They do not bother people. They're not aggressive towards other humans. Like, I don't understand where this is coming from. And I'm just a little confused because I feel like it's discrimination at this point against my emotional support animals. Not only that, but when I moved in, I also gave my landlord a $500 additional deposit, a pet deposit for my dog, who is my emotional support dog. Now, in the state of Pennsylvania, your emotional support animals, you are not supposed to, you don't even have to, one, mention them. Number two, you are not supposed to and do not have to pay any deposit or any additional monies towards rent each month for any emotional support animal. So here we are. I asked him if since we're having to move, can I have that additional $500 that I wasn't even supposed to pay you in the first place, so that way I can use it towards the money that I need to find another location. And he said, we will give you the $500 back after we do a walkthrough together of the home, which is not fair because you're withholding the money from me that illegally was not even supposed to be yours to begin with. So that's what the security deposit, the initial security deposit was for. So I am here upset, having to find a home to home 7 people, a family of 7, because you made me, well, didn't make me, but you agreed to move 2 additional family members into the home, making me a family of 7 now, and expect me to find a suitable home that is safe and in a good location, and hopefully I can find something within the same school district, because the school has been amazing to my children. But I think that this is totally unfair, and landlords actually are out here doing this to people. In my 30-day notice to quit, it actually states, like, I am paid up in rent. Like, I pay my rent on time, rent is paid, so that's not an issue. That's been an issue in the past with me, and I understand I've went through hard times, blah, 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 blah. But that has not been an issue in this home. I have made it very, very imperative that I make sure that I paid the rent at this location, and I wanted to do everything right this time, and I did. Life had gotten a little bit better for me financially, and we were just able to kind of get everything, like, all of our ducks have been in a row. Finally, things are settling down for me, and here we are. Boom, you gotta go. So I feel like it's unfair. If I don't leave within the 30 days, of course, he's gonna probably have to go through the courts to get me to move out. But I don't know if legally, if I have a case or if I don't, because everything that he's saying happened. I have proof that I told you about the pet. Like, all of a sudden they move in and you have a problem with the pet, but I told you prior to moving, and it was on the application that I had emailed him, that they have an emotional support animal. It is not my fault that he bypassed that, or that he decided that he just didn't want to read it, or he just didn't care at the time, and then maybe he just seen the dog and just didn't like the way the dog looked. I mean, I don't really know, but the only reason he's giving me is because I can. I'm making you leave because I can. So yeah, here I am in the state of Pennsylvania, having to find a home for a family of 7 with no savings. We have no savings. That was part of the reason for them coming to move into together as well, so that we can kind of like just be able to do better as a family financially, build a savings, and one day hopefully get into an actual home to purchase. But yeah, so now we have no savings and 21 days to find a place to go. I don't foresee this going very well, but I do hope that if we do end up taking this to court in the magistrate, that the judge does see that I did everything I was supposed to do on my end. So yeah, does anybody know anything about this? Can you give me any information? Because I would love to know. And honestly, I feel like it's discrimination. I just don't have the resources to go and sue this man or counter sue or anything like that. I just want additional time just to leave, because obviously I don't want to stay where I'm not welcome.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Hey, man, tough situation. Hopefully that this lady gets the necessary support that she's needing. It looks like the landlord is just being butt. You know what I'm saying? Listen, uh, these things happen more than often, and these people have reasons to terminate. That's why they put these. Sometimes landlords and people put certain clauses in contracts just so they can jump ship without any reason. That's the same reason why jobs can fire you without explanation. Like, because they have to be able to get away, separate themselves from a certain person if they don't like you. And that's how it is in Oklahoma. Like, a job can just leave you, uh, fire you without reason. Um, Even there was a time I was working at the post office, and like when you first work at the post office for like that 90 days, like through the holiday season, they tell you don't miss a day or they'll fire you. But really, and literally, I worked like 21 days straight one time. Um, they have you working so much overtime. I was working 10, 12 hours a day, um, for the most part. And then finally, when it was time to let me go, they said it's because I missed one day, but they said to if you feel like you need a break because they were working us so much, I just took one day off, and they were like, "Well, you're not supposed to miss a day." I was like, "But it's the same. It's that's the reason why y'all told me I could take a day if I mean it's just one day." But see, they make that excuse, that rule, so they can let people go. But the thing is, there were other people that they kept that missed days. And honestly, and me and my friend, we talk about this all the time, is that the lady who it was, she liked me. And I think that because I wasn't giving her no play, you know, she didn't want to keep me there. And I wasn't down to kiss no behind. And she was not my type. But she was really shooting her shot, and I wasn't for it. And even the other lady, one of the other managers noticed it. She was like, "Man, that girl like you." I'm like, "Man, put me in a different place." So she like, oh man. So it's just people with the rules who make the rules, have the rules. They also use those rules um to get over on people all the time. So I'm not sure about this landlord situation. Here's a lady in a comment says, landlord here, if you have a lease with a set term, 6 months, 1 year, they have to file a UD with the court in most states to remove your tenancy regardless of the reason. Tell him you will hold your rent and he can file a UD or contact a lawyer and keep all documents and only communicate in writing. And so, she also says talk with a lawyer. It's an unlawful detainer. So maybe some good information right there. Hopefully that'll clear her story up. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section.
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.